Holy Virgin in many parts of the planet is a theme that has raised quite a few controversial views among the non-believers. Many of these are intrigued by the fact that in such apparitions this being appears in the same fashion and manifests the same line of behavior as 2000 years ago. However, not only the Virgin is appearing, but also Jesus Christ as well as other saints who have been part of the history of mankind. The Holy Virgin has been appearing for many years, also embodying the spirit of our Mother Earth. Her presence is also evidenced by many weeping statues and images, often shedding tears of blood, a silent message of love and suffering that is meant to shake men's consciousness. Her manifestations are significant at this time. They represent a warning against the dangerous path that mankind is walking upon today. In his manifestations, Jesus chooses different means to talk to mankind. Stigmatists, for instance, whose bodies show the marks of Jesus' crucifixion. Giorgio Bongiovanni is the stigmatist of our days. His experience begins in Fatima, Portugal, in 1917, when three young shepherds, Lucia, Jacinta and Francisco, witnessed one of the most important apparitions of this century. In Fatima, the Virgin delivered to these children many messages concerning the future of our mankind, in particular the end of World War I and the beginning of a second war, which would have been even more cruel and horrible unless mankind repented and changed his way of life. Lastly, the breaking out of a third war, which would involve nuclear weapons. This last prophecy is part of the third secret of Fatima, which is widely known even though it was never acknowledged by the Church. In order to corroborate the validity of this apparition, the Holy Virgin worked a miracle known as the miracle of the sun, and witnessed by 70,000 people. In 1988, this prodigy took place a second time. The evidence lies in the photographs you are all seeing and which are strictly connected with Giorgio Bongiovanni's experience. One day he saw the Virgin Mary coming out of a flying saucer. She told him to go to Fatima, where on September 2nd, 1989, he received the stigmata in his hands. From that day, these wounds have been bleeding daily and forming unusual signs, as if they had a language of their own. 2 years later, in 1991, Giorgio received the stigmata also in his feet, in the shape of two bleeding crosses. And in 1992, while he was in South America, he was given another stigmata in his chest, a chalice-shaped wound. In 1993, in Uruguay, a bleeding cross on his forehead. And finally, on September 2nd, 1996, in Sicily, Florida, his native town, the last sign of suffering and passion. He shed tears of blood and bled from the crown of thorns. One of the most important signs Giorgio received, and that represents a fundamental step in his work and for the whole mankind. The 6 wounds bleed every day and give him great pain. The stigmata have changed his life completely. Everyday bleedings, ecstasies, meeting people from all over the world have marked the beginning of a public life. Throughout his experience, Giorgio has been supported by a man he calls my spiritual father, Eugenio Siragusa, who is a well-known contactee. He has had many encounters with extraterrestrial beings and has raised Giorgio by principles connected with the extraterrestrial reality, which is still not accepted today. His stigmata have attracted the interest of investigators worldwide, in particular hematologists, psychiatrists, and journalists. At one point, Giorgio has accepted to have the blood of his wounds analyzed. Although these wounds are open since 1989, they do not show any sign of infection. Sergio Alba Briseño, Giuseppe Amara, Carmen Recalde de Fernandez, Stanis Priviato are some of the experts who have investigated the Bongiovanni's case and have confirmed Giorgio's physical and mental equilibrium. They have found that Giorgio Bongiovanni is a healthy person in spite of his daily loss of blood, and his stigmata are not a product of his subconscious. That the blood which flows in his veins is the same that comes out of his wounds, except that the latter coagulates much faster and has a delicate scent of roses. Finally, the experts agreed that it is impossible to explain this phenomenon scientifically. During his traveling around the world, Giorgio Bongiovanni has met with scientists, men of government, top men of different religions, to whom he has revealed the third secret of Fatima. In obedience to the Holy Virgin's will, he has also revealed that Jesus, the cosmic Christ, has also visited many other planets and redeemed their inhabitants. On our earth, mankind has denied Jesus by crucifying him and shows no respect for cases of this kind. His technological development does not equal his spiritual growth.